So if you want your podcast to be better, if you want your life to be better, if you want your business to be better, don't think about all of the negative things. I've got a couple of these, actually. They're clients of ours. I've got a lot of clients that are just fantastically grateful all the time about everything. And I've got two that I can think of that the world is always against them. They're always the victim of something. And they're unpleasant people to work with. And I was an unpleasant person to work with. I was an unpleasant partner to my girlfriend. I was an unpleasant dad to my kids. I was an unpleasant boss to my team. And I have these two unpleasant people. And if all they did was just practice a bit of gratitude intentionally every morning, every night, and maybe when they got stressed, I think that they would be a lot easier to work with. I think I'd be a lot happier to serve them. And I think if you are intentional to be more grateful, a lot can change in your life and a lot can change in your podcast and the way that you approach your podcast. Last idea here, the final idea here is, instead of thinking about all the money that you need, instead of thinking about, I need another client, instead of thinking like how hard life is or how rough life is or how things aren't going your way, think about some of the things that are going well. I wrote down white collar problems. White collar meaning, when the guy has there's blue collar and white collar, right? So the white meaning that they have like a really fancy job. They probably make a decent amount of money and they still tend to have issues and problems. Some of the happiest people are the poorest that I know. I served a 2-year mission and with just a whole bunch of different people in Los Angeles. One of the guys that I ate dinner at a couple of times, he was a multi-billionaire, like no joke. He lived in Palos Verdes and he had a supplement company where he was an Asian man and he had a company that practiced his tradition from his background and his culture. And he did really well. I went bowling in his basement. I saw, his 15-car garage, some Porsches and Bentleys that they have to make, they create right then and there. We ate dinner at his table. Like there was only 6 of us, but his table probably fit 45 people. I mean, and this guy, he didn't seem that happy. He didn't seem grateful. He was an unpleasant person to be around. He kind of felt like the world owed him stuff and he was entitled to stuff. And then the Polynesians, not all of them, but many, many of the Polynesians in Los Angeles that I got to connect with, the Samoans, the Tongans, the Hawaiians, they would stop and they would say, "Elders, hey, come here." We'd walk up to the car and they give us $20 and we'd be like, "Oh, what's that? What's that for? We're fine." And they're like, "Oh yeah, just go get some lunch." We're like, "We just ate lunch." And, "Okay, go have dinner. Take it for dinner. We've got a dinner appointment with the Tukuafus down the street. Elders, just take my freaking money. I want my blessings." And they were jolly. They were happy. They treated everyone fairly. It was interesting and fun going to their house and having them feed the missionaries first, having the entire family just sit around 2 missionaries, 4 missionaries, while the 2 or 4 missionaries just like gorged on all the food that they could. And then the family was allowed to eat. And they were the most happy, grateful people ever. And here's the thing. It's because we make a choice. It's because we make a choice to be grateful. The world doesn't. What you have, you should be grateful for. And if you put that out into the world, I believe, not to force my beliefs on you, but I believe that somehow and in some way, whether you believe in God or the universe or nature or karma, I believe that when you or the what's that other thing? It's called The Secret. Whether you believe in The Secret, God, the universe, nature or karma, when you practice gratitude, when you put that out into the universe, when you pray to your God, when you put that out into other people, first and foremost, you become a happier, healthier, you're less stressed, you support people better, and people are attracted to you. People love you when you practice gratitude.